am 33, no job, no family, living off of unemployment. I could barely make ends meet. Thank goodness I don't have any children. I only have my cat to take care of, but I still struggle financially.
What up? It's your boy Danye BC2, and today we have a video of a 33-year-old lady, and she is not happy where she's at in life. And I think this would be a good video to react to and talk about because I think a lot of people also feel the same type way. So without further ado, man, let's hop right into the vid.
And it's not long, and it's not that sad, and it's not like I'm not going to try to make you cry. When I was maybe late teens to my 20s to like college age, I had a vision in my head of what I wanted out of my life, of what my life was going to be like when I reached the age I'm at now. And some of the things I wanted were, okay, of course, I was going to graduate college, which I did, thank God. And then I was going to get married. I got married and then divorced. There's more to that story, but that's for another video. I wanted a big career. I started having a nice, okay career, and then that pummeled. Again, I can talk about that later, but that's how my life has been so up and down that I no longer know what I want, even though I've planned this life since I was really young.
So first off, what I'm hearing is nothing bad, and it's not something that I don't think you should be hanging your head about. First off, you're 33 years old. You're not even that old. Let's be honest, because a lot of people like to talk about that. Oh, unk status and you're old if you're over. They be saying you're old if you're 27. What are you talking about? And that's how you know this younger generation is leading in conversation, because never before did somebody say 33 is old. But now I guess that's the standard. But I will say that most people too don't give themselves enough credit. They don't give themselves enough credit. And I do that sometimes myself. I sit there and I analyze and I think, dang, I should be here. I should be here. I should be making this much money. I should have this much saved. But sometimes, it's also good to look at what you have done. For her, she's been married. You know what I mean? Sadly, it didn't work out, but she's done it. She got her college degree. She said she had her job that was making her a good amount of money. She found one of her higher end jobs. So you're making the right moves. Most people don't understand in life is you're going to get knocked down. That's what happens. It's how you keep going. And it doesn't sound like she's giving up. It just sounds like she's confused. She doesn't know what she wants to do at this point in life. But give yourself credit. People don't do that.
And then when I graduated college, I had an internship, which is, again, that's pretty normal. You graduate college, you get an internship. I got a really good internship. When I was in college, I studied video production. I studied basically a very interesting version of journalism. And I didn't know I wanted to be in journalism, but I knew for sure that I didn't want to tell sad stories. So I didn't really aim to do journalism, but that's what basically my major was. That's what I studied. And I graduated that. I was an okay student, I got an internship for digital media coordinator, and that went really well. And then I was like, okay, this is good. I graduated college. I got an internship. Life is going to be good. Life is going to be good. And then I never got jobs. That's when I was around maybe 23, 24, 23. I never was able to get a job that made sense with my career, what I wanted. So instead of going into a direction of entertainment news reporter or working at a huge production company or working in some sort of film movie capacity, working in entertainment or anything like that, like I wanted, I never got any of those jobs. So the first 5 years, I graduated in 2015. So
this is a common thing, especially nowadays, where you're seeing people that graduated from college becoming door dashers, working at Giant and these things, which didn't used to be really the norm. It was you go to college, you're going to come out with a good job. But now college is so oversaturated. Everybody's in college. It's the new hot thing. Back then, a lot of people weren't going to college. They were in trade jobs, working hard labor jobs. So that opened the gate of people that actually went have higher value because not so much people have access to it. Even if you had a huge family, let's say of 4 or 5 people back then, you might can send 1 or 2 off. And it's like, oh, listen, you're more behaved out of all these kids. You look like you have a brighter future. You got a better chance. So I'm going to take a chance on you and let you go to college while all your other brothers have to get their hands dirty and work the hard jobs. Versus nothing wrong with working a hard job. I actually advocate now to work a hard job, but that's just how it was back then. Now, like I said, it's oversaturated. So people are having a rude awakening because you literally go from high school where it's easy to college where it's just like an extended version of high school, but you get more freedom, to the real world where now you're competing against everybody. Chinese, African, white people, everybody's out here. And so now you are fighting to get those spots, and it's a whole different world. On top of fighting to get those spots, you got bills, you got payments, it's everything. People are shocked. They're shocked. So now they have to settle for lower end jobs just to maintain, which is fine. But I would also say keep trying to fight to get that better job. Don't settle. Don't just sit there and feel like, oh, this job is good enough. Because listen, nothing's guaranteed. So always keep your options open. Always try to increase your skills. Always try to look to maybe bump up in pay and go from there. But we all start somewhere.
5 years after my graduation, it was constantly looking for work and constantly looking for jobs. I never got them. I had a few interviews, but I never got jobs. And it just, nobody wanted to hire me. Nobody wanted to give me opportunities. Nobody wanted, I don't know if they thought I was too dumb to do the work. The thing I kept getting was, this is literally what I keep getting today in my 33 years is, you don't have enough experience. You don't know what you're doing, so we can't hire you. But it's like, well, how am I going to get experience if you don't hire me? And that's still the struggle today, which I will get into later.
Facts. That is definitely facts. All these companies, all these places want experience. They want experience. And you might have to suck it up for a year or two, not getting paid that much. You might have to go move in with your parents and go into a field in your field that is one of the lowest paying jobs in your field, but you get the experience. You get to tell them, hey, listen, the last job I worked at, I ain't get paid that much. I'm going to be honest, but it shows my perseverance, how I had to really hone in and sacrifice to be able to get to the position now where I have the experience to be in front of you to get this higher paying job. That's how you got to maybe go about it now. But a lot of people also don't want to sacrifice. They want to try to get that, making $80,000 a year right out of college, which good chance is not going to happen.
Here about the state of my jobhood and how I ended up having no direction. That's exactly what it was like when I got out of college. It was constantly, you don't have a job, you don't have enough experience, we can't hire you. No job, nothing I wanted. I applied for, companies like Britco, BuzzFeed, Yahoo, like all their like fun media department jobs. I applied for them. Nobody. I applied for video editing jobs. Nobody. I went into the direction of getting a job just to live, which is fine. Sometimes you do have to do that. So I ended up getting like retail jobs. I got a customer service job. I got a sales job, like things like that. Even though it wasn't really what I wanted, I still ended up getting those jobs. I stayed in that direction for a while, and those were fun, even though I knew that it wasn't really what I wanted to do. And then at 25, I got married. The marriage did last 5 years, which was great, but unfortunately it didn't work out, and there's the end of that. I may talk about that in another video, but for now, that's where I was at 25. I got married at 25. By the time I was 30, the marriage was over. And then I had to kind of restart my life again. So I ended up moving across the state. I was in San Francisco, and then now I moved down to Los Angeles in the middle of COVID. And then last year, literally a year ago, after I was looking and struggling and trying to find work that I really liked, I found a job as a project manager at a tech company. And I was really scared when I first started.
So she just went through a lot. So she had to end up settling for retail jobs, lower end jobs that aren't even in her field. And she also stated that she was going for the Yahoos and these bigger companies. And of course, if I'm Yahoo, let's be honest. You know how much people really want to get into Yahoo and big companies like that. So it's like, you got to go through thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are just starting out to try to join on a team. So the chances of that is slim to none. Plus, you got no experience trying to get a Yahoo job. Like I said, you might have to settle for a lower end job in your field. But then she said after she worked all those jobs, which is a good thing, it shows that she's actually trying to better herself. She's doing things she doesn't want to do because she has to. and she doesn't have that quitting mindset. I'm not getting none of that energy off that she's trying to quit. So that's a good thing. And then she got married for 5 years. Didn't end up working out. She doesn't want to get into that. That's cool. And now she says she got into a better job. So let's see what she's talking about.
Started that job. Something about the job didn't feel right, but I did it anyway. I was really happy. I had everything I needed. I had insurance. I was going somewhere with my life, even though I didn't have a boyfriend or a partner anymore. I was really happy because I was making good money, and I had friends. I was socializing. I was excited, even though in the back of my head I knew something was wrong. I still kind of just went through my life as best as I could. About a year ago, I got fired, which is how I'm in my position right now. About a year later, is because I got fired from that job, and it was really devastating. And ever since then, I'm back to my college days or early 20s where I'm having a hard time finding a job. I haven't been able to find a good full-time solid.
So I actually did watch a previous video on her, and I know why she got fired. She got fired because the position that she signed up for, she wasn't good at. She stated she wasn't good at it. She said that she wasn't really, it was a project manager. So she had to in charge of making sure projects get done, leading and all that. She said she wasn't a good leader. She said she wasn't really that comfortable. She said they put her in a position to where she knew she couldn't get the work done. So it didn't end up working out and she got fired. So that goes to show that y'all also got to be prepared for the moment. If you apply for a project manager job, you have to have the ability to lead at least. What you mean you're not that good of a leader and taking control and you just signed up for a project manager job? So she wasn't prepared on that end, which I don't know if she brings it up in that video, but I had that prior context. So
benefits, all those kinds of jobs in the corporate realm. I did get a few contract jobs right after I got fired, but again, they were contract jobs. That means they didn't last. They weren't permanent. They didn't have any benefits. But one job lasted 6 months and another job lasted 2 months. So I was able to kind of cover my bills in that way. It feels like, again, that nobody wants to hire me. It feels like, again, that nobody wants anything to do with me. It feels like, and I'm still getting the same thing. I'm getting the same, like, you're not good enough. You don't have enough experience. We can't hire you. You don't have enough experience. Even though my experience demonstrates everything on my resume, they're still saying I don't have enough experience for the job. So that's how I'm here now. Is I am 33, no job, no family, living off of unemployment. I could barely make ends meet. Thank goodness I don't have any children. I only have my cat to take care of, but I still struggle financially. Again, I'm on unemployment and food stamps. I should make clear that I'm on food stamps right now. I'm not happy because I'm struggling emotionally, mentally. I just can't seem to get my life together. So
she's not alone. She's not alone. And sadly, this is the reality for a lot of people, but I truly believe that we have to also be more plan things out more. We got to have specific goals. We got to have specific steps to how to achieve certain things. And we also got to take the good with the bad. Now, for her, per se, she's 33, and it sounds like she did had a pretty fulfilling life up to this point. And the best part about it is she has no kids. She just has a cat. She's by herself. So she has all the potential and opportunity to do what she wants to do. You know what I mean? She can end up having kids. Hopefully can find somebody else. She can keep looking for jobs. And it's not that pressure of if she did have a kid, now how is she going to provide for the kid? You know what I mean? It's not that deep pressure. So I will say she got that going for herself. Look at the positives. But in today, it is hard to find a great job right now. It's hard. The economy, the way things are, how everybody's just in this like, dang, everything's inflated, the world and how expensive things are. This is a tough time, but I will say you have to keep going, keep fighting. For her, she has to keep on finding jobs, just keep on rearranging her goals, set little goals, even if it's all right, I'm gonna save 5,000. I'm gonna get 2 jobs, save 5,000, put myself in a good position because she's on unemployment right now. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you because unemployment don't pay that much. I'll go work 2 jobs. I'll go work at UPS like I did, and I'll go work at Enterprise. Like I'll do little jobs like that and just work 60 plus hours a week. I'm different. Like I said, I'm built a little different than a lot of people, but I don't think there's no excuse to be on unemployment. Of course, if you just got fired and you're trying to find a new job, then all right, use it unemployment. But it's not, that little bit of money ain't going to last you over for too long. So I would go and get 2 jobs, have a money goal, trying to find a better job while I'm doing other jobs, and then take the good with the bad from there. But if you're watching this video, I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like and subscribe button. We're trying to grow to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm gonna catch you on the next vid, man. Peace.